The NFL playoffs are on EA Sports, and we've got a packed house here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. Tonight we continue with Wild Card Weekend with what should be a great one between the Carolina Panthers and the Atlanta Falcons. Winner go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
First down, it's Herbert. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman.
Devontae Freeman, the ball.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A good pickup there, 21 yards. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. A handoff, Devontae Freeman. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Now the pass, and it's into the arms of Hopkins. And he gets it down to the 32. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
First drive of the game. We did see this in practice, didn't we? Because they allowed us to stay and watch and see what their opening script would be, even though we don't know the exact play calls. That looks a lot like what we saw them execute.
It really does. And in practice, it wasn't about a lot of big shots on that opening drive. They wanted to put together a series of plays, sustain it. They've done that. The defense now on their heels a little.
That they are. And you know what else is happening now? They're gaining information. They're gaining knowledge about how the defense is planning on playing them. So not only are they being successful on this drive, they're filing things away for future drives in this game.
And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. The 7th play now of this opening drive. This is 3rd and long, though. Out of the gun, Herbert. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
16 yards.
How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive going to plan so far. There to make the tackle, Khalil Mack.
No gain on.
And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, 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 and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. The 3rd down battle won by Atlanta's defense. Solid coverage.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
Now Will Lutz, who went to college a stone's throw from here at Georgia State, comes on for the field goal attempt. Puts this one through. Not the touchdown they wanted, but hey, you're on the road in the playoffs. They did get 3 on the board.
Yeah, it's a good opening drive, so you feel good about it yourself. You get to the sidelines. The defense feels good about you helping them right out of the gate. The team, yeah, they feel pretty good about coming in the playoffs and getting points on the board right away.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. Beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. They'll run for the first time with Raheem Mostert. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24.
The ball carrier.
Jerry Hughes on the stop.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
8 yards to go on 2nd down. Operating from the gun. Jones going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
What we've seen so far in this game, they are not going to allow a big shot over the top. You can have whatever you want underneath. They'll give you that, but they're not going to let you beat them deep.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, Jones. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So they decline it as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
Taking it about the 16. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10.
At their own 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Cameron Balaj. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Taken down.
You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. They'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down.
And it's third down.
Herbert on third down now. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
On first and 10, it's Mostert. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
He was brought down
on the stop there defensively. Marcus May with the tackle.
On the play. 2nd and 10 at the Panthers' 47-yard line.
Here's Jones looking to throw on 2nd down. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. DK Metcalf, 47 yards. And the Falcons have taken the lead. And this is up and good to make it 7-3.
Good. Makes the score Falcons 7, Panthers 3.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. On the return, Tremont Smith. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They've been a come-from-behind team all year. They'll need to do it again as they trail early in this wild card game. Now left side on the swing pass. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
At the 26-yard line.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Marcus Davenport. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. A shotgun snap for Herbert. He's going to let this one go deep. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Carolina.
Herbert.
Devin Duvernay. 83 yards. And the Panthers are going to jump back in front.
Will Lutz lining up for the point.
They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Lutz good on the extra point. And the lead is now 10-7. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards.
At their own 21-yard line.
set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
On the pickup. 2nd and 6.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. On the handoff, this is Mostert. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Raheem Mostert. 74 yards. And the Falcons have once again taken the lead. They erased that deficit pretty quickly, did they not? A 2-play drive.
What do we call that? Short-lived?
Very.
Very short-lived. 2 plays later, they're in the end zone and back out in front. We always talk about drives, don't we? Does 2 plays count as a drive?
Not really, but that second play was so good. I don't care what we call it. It was enjoyable to watch.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
He was brought down by Kamu Grugier-Hill.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Operating from the gun. Herbert. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked up by Obi Melifonwu. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. Now Jones throwing on first down. He'll get this into the hands of Mostert. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Complete to Raheem.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. From the gun, Jones buying time to his left. Now he'll pull it down. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and the run game. He's having an impact.
Yeah, his first carry of the game right there. He had hurt him with his arm. Now he's showing that he can shuffle the puppies as well. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. They hand it off to Mostert. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second.
On second down, Mostert. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
We always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
They'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
5-yard line.
Pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Jerry Hughes showing his strength and quickness there. A loss of 4.
3rd and goal.
This is a big play in this wild card matchup, facing 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun, Jones. And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Field goal forthcoming for Stephen Hauschka. This will be a 34-yard attempt.
34-yard attempt.
And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there, as that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning.
1st down, Panthers.
Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Here's Herbert now on 2nd down. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. So in the 2nd quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
7 yards to pick up there.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
It'll be a 3-yard gain. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Herbert back to the air. Eluding the pressure right. The 3rd down battle won by Atlanta's defense. Solid coverage.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here.
30-yard attempt.
The kick by Lutz is good. And that will cut this lead back down to 4 now. It's 17-13. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground again here. Space to maneuver at the 40. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 16 yards, a 1st down.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
They run out of the shotgun with Mostert. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. 2nd and 7. From the gun, Jones. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf. And now it's 3rd down.
3rd down and 7.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Jones. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Intended for Raheem Mostert. Sets up 4th down.
Time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. A final shot before break. Jones. This is intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, one of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And bring this out to the 25. No return there for Hardman. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. From the 29, Jones, and that is incomplete. He was looking for Raheem Mostert there, but now it's third down.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. From the gun, Jones. He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool. You know what? Touchdown, Falcons. Chase Claypool, 71 yards. And the Falcons push further out in front.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
And he'll bang that one through.
Makes the score Falcons 24, Panthers 13.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he returns this to the 22.
Draymond Smith on the return. The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half.
And Herbert, his 3rd interception. Picked up by Obi Melifonwu. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll start on the ground with Mostert. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
No gain.
He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
Jones now to throw on 2nd down. That's caught by his running back, Raheem Mostert. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
and 10.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Falcons. Raheem Mostert, his second touchdown of the night. And the Falcons turn that interception into a touchdown. And he knocks it through.
Makes the score Falcons 31, Panthers 13.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Here's Smith to return it. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
The Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Kevin King coming up from the secondary to make the play.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
The ball comes out, and the ball ends up out of bounds, so it'll be a loss on the play. Offensively, they're just not playing a very clean football game right now. This deficit, there's a fumble. Good news for them, at least. That went out of bounds.
You're exactly right, and as they breathe a sigh of relief, you know they're looking at the scoreboard, thinking to themselves, if we turn it over there, things could really get rough for us trying to make a comeback in this game.
Marcus Davenport, his second sack of the night.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. And this one goes sailing out of bounds. Where did it cross? Well, they're going to say on this side of midfield. This is Mostert. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
Again, they'll run it with Mostert. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down.
The tackle made.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Jones from the gun on third down. He'll air this one out from Mims. And he will take it out to the 25-yard line. They needed a break. They needed a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break, taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
They'll try to get the ground game going with Freeman. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
The tackle made.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front, they got you to pin their ears back and get after them now.
Justin Herbert looking to throw on second down. Being chased out left. And that is incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give him 18. It's a Carolina first down.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. It worked very well there.
And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Greedy Williams picks it off. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
Falcons.
Well, this has just been obviously a dreadful day for him throwing the football now. 4 interceptions. This one leads to 6 points going the other direction. Tough.
Yeah, it is. And this feels old school to me because you never really took out your starting quarterback back in the good old days. No matter what was going on, he was your guy, and you rode him for better or for worse. In today's football, usually we've got a backup who's warmed up and has come into the game. So you can see an old school approach here that's not really benefiting them at this point.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Taken in the end zone. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Freeman again. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
Now Balaj. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. You don't see that at times, do you? The cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
1 quarter remains in this NFC wild card matchup. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And you'd have to say they have done what they set out to do in this wild card round. It won't get easier from here, of course, but they'll certainly have some momentum built up for when they hit the road in the divisional round next weekend. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
From the 24, Jones. And they'll get this on the screen to Mostert. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Well, Barkley, nothing but praise from me for this offense. They have been tremendous all night long. They knew what they had to do to unlock the defense. And let's face it, this has been a master class in offensive football that we've been here to witness.
They'll fire one downfield for Finn. And he'll take it across midfield. in with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one, or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Trey Flowers picks it. And he is all the way up past the 25. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
And he takes it all the way down to the 32. A big-time play there for the Falcons. 42 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. On 1st down, they go with Mostert again. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here. Mostert. And he'll be taken down at the 34.
Mostert, the ball carrier.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people, because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers, because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they will just roam and hit.
And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield and stand in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know, in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Fielded in the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10.
TJ Green.
Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8.
It's on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 23-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Herbert. Forced out to his left, and it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. And they go screen, it's complete. And this will not get close to the 1st down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Carolina. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35.
31-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
On 2nd and 9, Jones, and his throw is incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
The Falcons on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, Jones, escaping the pressure right. He can run. Jones hit, and the ball's in. And it's picked up by the Panthers. There he goes left side. And nearly a touchdown as they finally stop him down at about the 3-yard line. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. They'll look to run with Freeman. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Panthers use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Well, look, this is a team, Charles, they faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division. But they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game, a message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
But they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position past the 40-yard line. Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground.
Number 31.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
At the 46-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up.
Once again, it's Mostert. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
On the play. It's 3rd down and 6.
Operating from the gun, Jones. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Atlanta. A handoff running left is Mostert. He's got the 1st down here inside the 40. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. 25 yards, the pickup there, and also a 1st down.
Brandon, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about running them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He had run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
At the 9-yard line. Tonight's final score, Falcons 41.